As I mentioned in the circular letter that went out last night to every faithful of the Archdiocese of Accra, the matter is this. Our focus is on you, the faithful. Our focus is on the human person and the safety that we as pastors must assure for you. And that's why he said that overrides any other consideration. That's the first one. We are responding to the address the President of the Republic gave us on the 31st of May, when he said that those who are desirous, the religious bodies wanting to open their churches, he gave a timetable that on the 5th of June, our Muslim brothers and sisters, of course, the mosque will be opened. On the 6th, which is a Saturday, the Seventh Adventist Church would also go to their church. And on the 7th, which is a Sunday, the rest of the Christian family would also go to church. Now, this is what the President has told us. But the fact is, before you enter your church, you are required to put some few things in place. But they are quite demanding, they are money intensive. And the fact is this: you have to fumigate your church, disinfect your church, or wherever you're going to bring your people to worship. This takes time. It takes some other resources like money. You have to engage a company to do the disinfection for you, or the disinfection for you, or fumigation for you. Now, Accra, as an archdiocese, we have various types of parishes. Some are very well-to-do, or well-to-do, the category A, then category B, and then the C. Some have already fumigated their churches, and they are ready to open their churches for their members to come. Some too have not done that yet. And of course, other things like the other facilities that we have to put in place. And so you consider, that's why I said, okay, the thing the President has allowed us, or is permitting us to start coming together, not more than 100 people on a Sunday to worship. Use the nose mask in your church. And when you come, you get yourselves registered. All these things. And then, of course, water to wash our hands and the rest of it. But then I said that if parishes are ready for that, they can start opening their church to their members. If you, the pastor, in consultation or in collaboration, working together with the parish council, if you feel that your church is not ready to open this Sunday, better stay off and put things in place. So maybe next Sunday or even later, you can open your church. And so you have that liberty, at the same time, as an expression of a sense of responsibility put on the pastor of the particular church of the parish, together with his pastoral council, to think, to reflect, and then say, look, we are ready, we have put together this and that, and so we can open the church. And so that's the thing about the fumigation and the disinfection of the churches. The second point is about the parish COVID team, that each parish must put together a team that will guide, advise, and accompany parishioners in this whole pandemic era. Parishes must make sure that this team is also put together to help the forward movement of the parish. So this is another aspect of the circular, the letter, the message I gave to the faithful of the Archdiocese of Accra last night. And these two are really urgent, that every parish must do immediately, so that we can open your church to receive your people. As I said, the safety and the well-being of the faithful is our primary concern. And so whatever decision you are taking, you must bear this in mind, the safety and the well-being of the faithful who come to worship in our churches. And we are guided by this principle throughout the circular letter. And of course, then you have other general considerations that I've mentioned. The pastor themselves have also, we had a meeting together. I had a meeting. It's not just myself alone that worked out this message. I have the wisdom of my priest council and also the Catholic health professionals who did such a mighty work to put together a document, and they brought the document to me. And so this circular is informed by the contributions I received from the Catholic health professionals. Of course, they say things that they are quite interesting, all in order to help protect the faithful. You talk of parishioners, those who are counting money, who come to church, and we have the parish priest has asked them to count the church collection. What do you do? So they tell us, wear gloves, and wear hand gloves, and wear the nose mask before you do this exercise. You are doing this exercise in the name of the church for so many people. And imagine 100 people have come, many people are going to give the collection. They will put something in the collection bowl. You are going to sit there to count, and you never know where the money is coming from. Because one person who has the virus, and even through touching the money and handing it to somebody else, can bring another problem. So things like this, and then the social distancing is another big thing that they're asking us to observe, and we want to do that as church. I want my people to make sure that when you come inside the church, there must be social distancing. What does that mean? Even the pews that we have in the church, or the chairs, you should make sure that at least from the next person, there must be some, spacing of 1 meter. We are told by the experts of the COVID, managing COVID-19, that if you are wearing the nose mask, 1 meter is enough from the other person. If you're not wearing it, then you need 2 meters. And so they have told us 1 meter is enough. So in the churches, the parish priests are going to make sure that pews are marked so that we observe this 1 meter distancing in the church. So things like this. Sunday school, I mentioned that let them suspend Sunday school for the kids. Let the kids not come together for Sunday school during this period. But then when the time comes, we pray, and the time comes, God helps us to get out of the coronavirus, then we can resume Sunday school. There are also other considerations like the priests who are celebrating. I mentioned that also in the circular, that we also, because our health is also important. And when we are celebrating, one can give it to the other. And so we don't and 2 masses per priest on Sunday. But because of the because of COVID-19, I permitted them, the priests, to do 2 masses weekdays and 3 masses on a Sunday. And so when this thing happened, for about 2 months now, or a little bit more than 2 months, we have been streaming our masses online, and of course telecasting also. I don't foresee any time that we are going to stop it, but we'll do our best to continue with these masses for those who are homebound and for those who cannot come to church for some other reason. They will be at home to participate in the mass. And so these are some of the things I said in the communique, which I hope that everyone would take seriously, especially the protocols, recommendations that have been made, to take this recommendation seriously, and that we all stay healthy, we stay alive. But there's one point I want to say. It's about just after the president has come out with his address, the minister responsible for chieftaincy and religious affairs also came out with another address. And there are some few things in that address that raise questions. We have engaged him in meetings, and it's well understood that they cannot enter into what is liturgy. They have given us the outline what we should do as churches. But when it comes to the mode of celebrating, I mean, the ministry cannot kind of tell us that there should be packed communion somewhere for the celebration. That is out. And I want to emphasize, you have engaged the ministry. If something has gone wrong in the communication, that is out. You are not going to keep communion outside, packed, as you say, packed communion for the celebration. That is out. And the thing about the registration also, we have engaged the ministry about it because they were telling us in the address, the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs was telling us that churches should register. They have reason why they want the church, but they didn't mean that the churches should register. You know, remember years ago this question came up. But of course, let me just say that we have dropped that discussion at the moment. So we shouldn't get worried that you are going to register your church. I mean, what they understand is that if somebody comes, there's some engagement, they want to engage the churches. Sometimes it's difficult to know what church to engage. But if we are all kind of registered, they know that this is the church they are dealing with. But as a legal matter, it is not probably the word shouldn't have been registered. So that one has also been dropped. So I guess some of the small things that came up presently, and people were asking questions. As I said, we have engaged the ministry yesterday and today, and we have all kind of understood each other that they didn't mean what was on paper, and so that one has been dropped.
Your Grace, what about the elderly, those from 70 above?
Yes.
How are they to be taken care of?
Yeah, those who are elderly, you see, the whole thing, we are guided by science also. And they're telling us that people of that age are within the vulnerable bracket. They can easily get infected, but because their immune system has gone low, has gone down. And so they are not bound to come to church. We would want them, because as I mentioned, their safety is our concern, and their well-being is our concern. And so God knows very well the desire of their heart that will bring them to come to the church. But at that stage, and because of their vulnerability, we are not making them come to church. We wish we could even go to them. And with my priest, we are trying to find out how we can reach these people in their very homes. But to ask them to come and oblige them to come is something else. And so, as I'm saying, they are within the vulnerability bracket, and so it's better if they want to stay home, let them have the conscience that God is not going to be angry with them because they are staying home. Pastors will try to encourage them, will try to say words of comfort to them, will try to speak some words of blessing on them, so that they stay united with God even when they are at home.
So we thank you for this explanation.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. So I finished my job,
Yes, yes. Your job is